What's up, everybody? Happy January, what is today? Today's 16th. It's Wednesday, I know that, but I just didn't know the date. Happy January 16th, and welcome to episode 8 of Joel's CoachCast. We took a couple of weeks off. That one that I came on by myself, we're not going to count that as an episode because there was nobody on it but me. So we're not counting it. But we're going to count tonight, and it's episode 8, and I'm excited about tonight because I've got 2 people coming on at the exact same time than with me. So it's going to be 3 people altogether. That's how 2 plus 1 is 3. How's that for math out there? So hope everybody is doing great and you're off to a great start for 2019. And, there's so many statistics out there when it comes to New Year's resolutions and starting resolutions and sticking with resolutions. And, we can talk more about that later. But tonight, and as this CoachCast, the subject matter is all about, really the whole idea behind here, and this why I started these CoachCasts was to help you if you're a Beachbody coach, if you're a team Beachbody coach and you're getting into it, and and trying to give you as many tools as possible to go through that. So with that said, I'm going to bring on our guests tonight. There's 2 of them, so we'll wait for this to pop on. And as always, we're going to see how the technology works, just because the dual live thing is still a little bit different. There they are.
Hey!
What's up, guys?
Yo! How's it going?
Can you hear me?
Perfect. We can hear you.
No echo. Look at this. No echo. No nothing. Oh, my goodness. It is a 2019 miracle.
Woo!
I love it. So introducing Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick, the Fitzpatricks, not just Fitzpatricks, but the Fitzpatricks, and some of the most premierest badass, coolest 2 people that I know from Canada. So we got to bring in some Canadian love to this CoachCast as well. So this is super exciting. So you guys, thanks for coming on. What time is it up there?
7 o'clock. I'm like,
so
I have no idea.
So it's like pitch black. There, right?
It
is. It's okay. So,
it's cold and snowing. It's living up to the Canadian hype.
Exactly.
It's cold and snowing. Hey, look, it's cold here and rainy.
How cold can it be?
Not that cold.
Yeah.
not as cold as it is up there. So I can't complain. But we are actually getting a winter. I know there's going to be a lot of sympathy tonight. We are actually getting a winter for the first time in a long time in Southern California. Like we've gotten I haven't seen the sun in 3 days here.
Poor baby.
I know. Okay, so look, I'm losing my Southern California tan as we speak. It's going horrible. Okay, all right. So you guys, thanks so much for coming on, and you are officially kicking off the CoachCast for 2019 because we took a couple weeks off, and I couldn't think of anybody better to do this because you guys are so inspiring. You have amassed an amazing team underneath you, and you both have some great stories, and so let's just get right into it. So. I would love for you guys to just kind of introduce yourselves, and we want to keep this short. So I know you can, as coaches, you guys are really good about chatting for a long time. So yeah, I know you. So maybe just take a minute or 2 and just let people know. So then that way, if they've been living under a rock and they never heard of you guys before, is like, what were you doing? Because Jamie, this is not what you've always been doing as well, and really how you guys got into this and why and why are you here right now?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a high school teacher. I actually enjoyed teaching high school as opposed to maybe a lot of teachers who don't. Although there's some that love it. I loved it. I taught the tough grades like phys ed. And I eventually left to start my own business with my brother. We had a chain of retail stores. It was going great. Stress happened. Stuff happened with the company. I left the company. And through that stress, I actually gained a lot of weight. And I actually discovered P90X was my first Beachbody program, and Tony Sawyer-Horton. And we started that, and after that, we kind of ordered every DVD from Beachbody ever, and we
and the deluxe kits,
and the derm line, and then so I had a personal experience with the programs, and then in 2015, I was ready to start something new, and I kind of heard about the coaching opportunity, and I sat on it for a while because you're scared. It's new. It's like I didn't know how much time I could invest in it, and we started. And you were in a corporate career. You were moving up the corporate ladder.
Yeah. I had a very important title, and that was kind of my direction. I when you told me that we were going to do this, I was taken aback. I was excited for you. I remember watching the summit reels at the end of the videos that we did, thinking it was insane, and that there's a lot of people jumping up and down with lanyards on, and I didn't understand it. And they were all in their workout clothes, and it was really weird for me. And then when Jamie, and now I love Summit, and I was on the sizzle reel last year, so that was a real full circle for me. But I was climbing the corporate ladder, and I worked in retirement living for 15 years. And for me, my title dictated everything. It dictated my worth. It dictated where I thought I was supposed to be. But what I realized is the further I moved up the corporate ladder, the further I moved away from the heart of the human connection, which is what I love. I love to serve people. I love helping other people. I love making other people feel great, and that living optimally, that was my focus. And as I was getting up into the semantics of everybody else's net operating incomes and their returns on investment, I was deteriorating mine. So when you had that option and this opportunity, you jumped at it.
I jumped with both feet.
It took me about 5 months to jump in, and it was 4/26 on August 24th when I decided I was going to become a coach too, 5 months after Jamie started.
Yeah.
And this is and look, this story in itself is different than many because the guy made the first jump into becoming a coach. You know, the husband decided to do it, and that's usually not the case for number one. Usually the husbands are kicking and screaming into even just doing a workout, a beach body workout, right?
We can be a tad stubborn. So, and I think that's a fair comment because we are men. But yeah,
we have our moments.
Yeah, but I just I think the biggest thing is like, because I get a lot of male coaches message me and they're like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, well, like you can focus only on guys if you want, but why would you do that? So we have different personalities, and I still attract 95% women to the business, and we work great together. I attract certain personalities, as does Kim. And we're kind of all-in people. We don't half-ass anything. We put our full ass into it.
It's a very important characteristic to have, and a very important trait to have, is to use your full ass for everything, all the time. Never half-ass anything. So April 26th, Kim, you said. So what year was that though?
August 26th. I say April, August.
No, what year?
2015.
2015. All right. So relatively still pretty recent. A lot of the coaches and some of the top coaches have been doing this. We had Mike Rapinko on a while back, who was one of the founding coaches, is one of the guys that's been around for over a decade. So, we're talking, just over 3 years for you guys, on this, which is, so that's relatively new. So, and that's great I think that's going to be great for people to hear. So they, because that's what the great thing about this is, we're bringing people from, who have been doing it from the beginning, and then people who are, fairly new, because 3 years isn't that long to really develop something like this. And I think that's what, what a lot of people don't realize is it does take some time. So let's get into that. So Jamie, you started this or you decided to start this and you got into it. So tell me a little bit about what were some of those issues that when you jumped into this, for the both of you, what were the issues that you've had when you jumped into it as a new coach, and how have you used those, like the same issues that your new coaches right now are having too, that people can relate to?
By the way, I got to give credit to Danielle and Tony. Use your full ass is her term, so I want to give
it is her full term. Yeah, we do.
I want to give copyright to that.
We'll make sure we tag her.
Yes, I think for me, like everyone is afraid to start a wellness program. So I think as coaches, especially new coaches, when they start, they're like, I'm getting no's. People are ghosting on me when I message them, or like, it's like, and I want to reaffirm for everyone, that's normal. People are afraid of fitness programs. They shouldn't be, but if they haven't worked out in a while, fear is a massive thing that controls them. It's not the price. There's incredible value in a challenge pack. No one can argue that. So when you get a money objection, it's typically a fear objection because people are scared to start something, right?
And I think one of the things to caveat on that, guys, is often, I know I used to, I was like a water hose. Someone's excited, because you love the programs, you love the products, you're married to them. Like, they're amazing. They've served you in your life. They've really helped you. But here's the thing. When you're trying to tell somebody that hasn't worked out, they maybe are on the I'll start again Monday, on again, off again train, trying to tell them that, oh, not only are we going to work out, not only do you have this incredible thing you get to drink once a day, but we're also going to do a nutrition plan too. It's going to send people running. So I think what's something that's super important is to break it down into task segmented steps, instead of making it be like this huge lifestyle change and undertaking, kind of like the lift lifestyle, right? It was like, let's take baby bites on this. And that really aligned with me because, and for me personally, if you're a new coach starting, that's an incredible option to ease into, right? Rather than 6 days a week for an hour, that's scary, right? So it's know your products and know your people when you're getting those objections.
And that was one of the first things. I just had to get over the no's at first because I got a lot of them, because you have to build up your credibility as a coach. And you have to show people what you're doing. I always say your social media, it should really be a sneak peek into your business and how you're helping people. And that's really what we try to focus on. So as soon as I got over the no's, the first little bit, I just kept powering through and sharing my journey, my story, and asking people, you know, I'm looking for another 5 people. If you want to join my group, I'll take you under my wing. And then it just snowballed from there because we were passionate about it. The both of us are not afraid of hard work. This is a business. It is not going to happen overnight. You have to have grit and patience, and you have to stick this out. And that grit part comes from all the no's. You know,
right. And one of the main, one of the things that in industry is not always the no does not mean no forever. It just means not right now. Exactly. And, I think one of the biggest takeaways for a lot of people on any of this we're talking about is to understand that if someone says no, you have to back up a little bit and realize that they started talking to you, or they reach out to you, you reach out to them, they were actually having a conversation, which means there's some sort of interest there. You just haven't found it yet. So let's go, and this is perfect because, Kim, when we were talking earlier, you said something great and you wrote something great in terms of your superpowers as coaches. And I love that. Yeah. So, because you guys are like a coaching super couple. So in terms of, and the very first one that you wrote down was consistency. So how did you guys use everything, your trials and tribulations at the beginning of this? How did you use consistency to start to feel momentum and gain momentum as you were going through this?
One of the things that I can touch base on this, I think right from the very beginning, we decided we were going to show up in our business every day. And that's a really important, I'm going to say that again. We decided to show up in our business every day. We didn't take a week off. We didn't take Christmas off. We still showed up. We showed up in our storefront. And one of the things that's important too about consistency is understanding that you aren't being paid as an employee. You are now a CEO. And having the CEO mindset is really understanding that when you're tired, you show up. When you don't want to do it, you show up. When you don't feel great, you share your journey, and I think that that's what's really important. So consistency, what happened for us, honestly, Joel, we just got creative. We got excited. We were researchers. We realized what was working and what wasn't. We scaled back on things that didn't get very much engagement. We forged forward, and we acted that we stand by our consistency being more interested than interesting. We're developing a community, and a community expects you to show up. And, you need to show up in your business. Imagine you owned a brick and mortar and you just didn't show up some days and you had customers standing outside of it's the same thing. What if a grocery store never opened its doors? Like just a few days a week.
The rent still flows, right?
Right. So consistency is super key to understand that this is your storefront.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
The thing that's hard for some coaches to come in the business is because the mindset, we've been conditioned our whole lives. We watch our parents work. In high school, our counselor sits us down in the office and tells us, what are you going to be, a teacher, doctor, lawyer? We're like, what, all the boxes that get checked off. And we actually get a little bit conditioned to, we exchange time for money. So we tell people our worth is $15 for this hour that I'm going to give you. And we're conditioned as employees to trade time for money. Well, entrepreneurship and coaching and any task you start by yourself, you're not trading time for money. You're actually trading your time for potential dreams and put your potential in the future. And I think coaches after 3 months are like, I'm putting in all this work. I'm grinding it out. I'm getting no's. I'm getting some yeses, but I'm not seeing that much of a paycheck. And that's hard. And that's why you see some coaches, they'll pack it in and stuff because it's like, this is a long-term play. Entrepreneurship is about patience. Yeah. And you have to understand that.
Yeah, the patience aspect of it, and because there's a lot of people that look, especially in the social media world now. Social media is benefited us in so many ways, but it's also made it harder in a lot of ways because people, because what people are in social media, you're just seeing this one feed of people. So you're seeing the success, you're seeing the posts, you're seeing all of the these things that you guys are doing and that top successful coaches are doing. Everyone's like, oh well, okay, that's what should be happening to me. But they're not seeing all the grind that goes into the back end, and talking about all the coaches, and you guys can attest to this too, of the hours and hours and hours that are being put into it, and treating it like a job, real job, and that's exactly what you have to do.
And remember, when we first started, we had 2 young children. Jamie and I both were traveling for our jobs at 50 to 60 hours a week, and I was finishing my degree. So when someone with no children tells me they don't have any time,
careful.
I'm a little bit frustrated because let's define our hours of time, right?
We sacrificed.
It is about sacrifice, and I mean that with love.
But
for those new coaches,
that sacrifice that we did for those first 2 years, 2.5 years, is like, we retired from our jobs, our corporate jobs. We now get to choose what we do every day. Right. And we walk our kids to school, we pick them up, or we've eliminated financial stress. So that those 2.5 years of grind and sacrifice and calls,
consistency,
it's worth everything to us. Yeah.
And look, that is, and I think that in itself of what you're talking about, the grind and the consistency into it, is you're talking about your superpower of the Kim, the second superpower you talked about was courage. The courage to do this, because this is scary AF to jump into this full on head first and really put effort into it. And so let's chat a little bit about that. Like, because there had to have been times that you guys were started this where you were like, holy shit, this was not a good idea, or what are we gonna do? Like, what's our backup? And so like, let's talk about that, because like the courage that you guys had to go through with this.
And like when we talk about courage, I always like gain perspective. Like, we're not going to war here. Like, we're not going through chemotherapy. Like, there's a lot of different types of courage in this world that we see, but from a business standpoint, especially as a dude, when I started, I literally had a couple buddies be like, are you okay? Like, you're all of a sudden posting your stuff on Facebook and sharing your feelings, and dudes don't do that. And I'm a guy's guy. I drink beer. I watch sports. I'm a normal dude. And so it was hard for some people to understand what I was doing. But then I think a lot of people respected that I was just like, and you know what? Am I allowed to swear? Maybe I won't swear. I already have. So yeah, I'm just too old to give a shit anymore what people think. Yeah. And to think that, like, the life that we have now and what we've created, to think that I would have allowed 1 or 2 people that I never see anyway comment on what I was doing and care. Unfortunately, though, it's a dream killer. Like, people stop doing things on their own because they're so damn worried about what other people think. And it's a shame. And it affects so many people. Yeah. So that's the courage part of that.
And I think as well, so many people covet so many other people's lives, and they covet the businesses that they're building, and they covet and they compare, and they don't have that courage to cultivate what they covet. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really important thing. Have the courage to cultivate what you're coveting. And if you're going to want it, work for it. Right? Like, and I think that that's really important. And, something for a lot of you new coaches, you may be very willing, but you're not working. Right. So you have to really determine that courage from between you have to dissect what you're willing to risk and sacrifice for your long-term gain and the legacy.
This is important. It's like, and we always tell people this in our coaches.
I'm gonna go grab a charger.
Oh, keep talking. She's going to grab a charger.
And talk about 3 weeks. You almost quit.
Oh, I think you rarely will be criticized. Almost never will you be criticized by someone more successful than you. Mm-hmm. It's just a general rule, right? Because people who are really successful and doing stuff, they're too busy finding success to care about what other people are doing. So a lot of times those people who are sharing their little opinions and that white noise in the background, those people probably have too much time in their hands and they're not very happy with themselves, and that's why they're kind of doing that part. So you can call it courage, absolutely, but have the courage to want to change what's happening in your life. Like, that's more important than everything.
Yeah, and look, as you said at the very beginning, that the courage aspect of it. Look, yes, this is a different type of courage. This is something where you are, for both of you, you quit your jobs. You quit your like, you guys know my story. I came from that corporate world as well, where I was set on my paycheck, and even though I'm not a coach, but go into the becoming a trainer full time. It changes things. Like it's scary to go into that. And so as long as, and I think it's what you guys have said is it's just great to really get people's mind into the place of, look, people are going to hate on this, and oops, there goes the phone. And look, the upside, here's the upside to this of what we're getting into with the world of the coaching business and the world. You got that? You got that, Kim?
Yeah, we're good. We got this.
Okay.
Who's got motion?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't be sorry, just be different, right? Which I think you guys did. So look, here's what I think is really cool. And I think hopefully I'm saying this now, and I hope as we progress through this year, I think 2019 is a great year for this to happen, as I think this world of what we do in Beachbody and the world of network marketing and working from home and being an entrepreneur of yourself, I think it's going to blow up. And I think there's going to be a lot less criticisms about people who are doing this than there ever was before. And I really hope that's true. And I think that everyone that's watching this and hopefully that is newer into the Beachbody coaching world, hopefully you're going to start to see that trend and shift as well, because people are tired of working their asses off in an office, sitting in a cubicle and not getting paid a lot of money, and then being sick all the time and being unhappy with their life. And they see, the opportunities out there. So I think that I think we're coming full circle, and I think we're going to get back into seeing people that are excited about this. And I really do. And so with that said, your third superpower, Kim, is you wrote down was competency. Mm-hmm. So coming into this world of Team Beachbody and as a coach, and your job as a coach is to talk to other people and teach them the benefits of Shakeology and what Beachbody performance products can do, and why Live For and other Beachbody on-demand products are so good. So you have to be competent in these things, but you don't have to be a fitness expert, right?
100%.
So
we aren't.
So let's talk about that. Like so if someone is watching this right now, they're a brand new coach and they're like, well, I just came from the corporate world. I don't know anything about this health and fitness stuff. Can they still be a coach? Can they still do this and be successful?
I think one of the things I will share, and if I always go back to when we first started Beachbody coaching, Joel, these need to be leaked on social media, because we thought we had to be these perfect fitness models. And for the record, guys, I am uncoordinated. I'm lanky. I run like a baby giraffe. And, I feel like I'm not that typical person, nor are you. But we did a photo shoot. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to leak these. So we did a photo shoot when we first started. Let me tell you, it looked so cheesy. I was glistening. There was a camel toe. Like, he had his shirt off. It was awful.
She went there.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was who you were talking about right there, if it was Kim or Jamie that had that. So
it was one of the worst experiences of our lives. And I share this with you, Joel, because I thought that's what we were supposed to have. We were supposed to have these pictures, and I never posted them. I actually felt panicked and anxious with the photographer, because it was me living in a state of naivety. Yeah. And what I love about this is Danielle Laporte has this great, really, analogy, and she talks about the power behind awake vulnerability and naive vulnerability. And I think a lot of coaches live in naive vulnerability. Our pictures where Jamie was holding me with his shirt off, rippling, and
with a weight.
I died. It was a weight. Like, awesome. Guys, it was like, so awesome. Guys, I don't even know why. Like, anyway, that's naive vulnerability. And that's us thinking that we're going to post these pictures and have credibility because we are holding weights and we are fitness. We aren't fitness people. We're business people. And there's a difference between being fitness and wellness and running and owning and rocking an incredible business and being a leader. And that's really, really important for people to understand. And awake vulnerability says, I'm going to share my truth. I'm going to share what's on my heart. Not everyone's going to like it. Not everyone's going to love it, but there are going to be people that are, and those are your people. So instead of showing up in that naive vulnerability, pretending you're something you're not, faking it, I encourage you to faith it. faith it and build your competence until you really understand this business model that has changed our lives. But you do not need to be a fitness or wellness professional. You don't need stock photography pictures to be successful. You need to be real, you need to be relatable, and you need to be a resource.
I say the beautiful
I think everyone should take those pictures though, just for a throwback at that point. Because now, Kim, you have to post that tomorrow as a throwback picture. So
okay,
Jamie,
I will.
Jamie, I know you have something to say on that one, but hopefully you can go into like, so Kim, you said you don't have to be a fitness and wellness professional. You just have to know the business of this and understand the business. So Jamie, can you like, so what is that? Like, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, that's when I approach people about this business, I don't even approach it from a fitness aspect. I approach it from, this is a really cool business that centers around wellness. It centers around happiness. And if you want to change, if you want to change your health, then why don't we change it physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially? And that's how we approach this business opportunity for people, because you can have all those things with this opportunity. What I was going to say is, like, the beautiful part about how Beachbody has set this up is you're the professional, Joel. We don't have to do that aspect. That's why, that's why.
Careful on that term.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of.
Because that's why the partnerships work, and that's why coaching works, is because I don't have to know everything about health and wellness and fitness. It's like, but I do need to know how to believe in people. I do need to know how to understand the compensation plan and business and genealogy and how you can grow that. And I leave the professional stuff to the professionals, you know? And yeah, I think that's important, because I think so many people approach this from a fitness aspect. God, workout. It's like, that's a part of it. That's a small part of it, but this business is about overall wellness and improving your life.
And this business is also about helping people become leaders in their own life.
Yeah.
So, you get these incredible tools and resources and incredible people guiding us, but guys, you're just as important as that. You are just as much a resource as what, and you're such a huge part of this partnership. And you have to remember that. And a lot of the time Joel, you are absolutely incredible. We love you guys so much, you and Brienne. And it's like, we feel blessed to be partners with you, but we also know and really value our worth too, that we're able to really bring a lot to the network. We're really able to bring a lot to our team. So guys, look at this as a partnership. How blessed are we? Look at who we get on this call tonight, pouring out his time as a professional, and we are partnered professionals. And I think a lot of the time people idolize, or they put on pedestals, whether it be the nutritionist or the dietitian team or the CEOs or whatever, or the coaches even, where you get to do that too. You need to give yourself your own credibility and your own competency and your own courage and your own belief in what you do, and partner with it. And I think that's a really important caveat to this business, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say, I was going to ask you, Kim, for your final thought, but I feel like that was it. That was pretty good.
Are we done?
No, not yet. Get back here.
Unless you have another final thought to add. And Jamie obviously has to add his final thought.
We have our dog's barking.
It's okay. Colby's there. We got it. They're good.
Okay. You're fine. Okay. All right. So last couple minutes here. So Kim, I'm going to give you a few seconds to collect another amazing tidbit of information that you have in your head, because you have a lot of them. So Jamie, final thoughts and advice for people coming into, again, let's talk to the newer coaches, the ones that would love to just get some momentum going, just to, like, as we talk about, like, look, Transform 20 just launched on Monday. You've got the VIP early access going on, just like we did for Live 4. And Carl's been posting nonstop, and everything's about, getting people into a group and the power of groups. And, this is an amazing opportunity for people who, if they've never sold a challenge pack ever, this is now a great opportunity to sell a challenge pack, because you got the brand new program out. So what advice would you give to people who are just trying to get some momentum going? And while you talk, I'm going to go get something right back. I'll be right back. So keep talking.
Yeah, for sure. Go. I think, honestly, for me, and this business changes over time, that's the first thing I'll say. You constantly have to be a sponge and learn this business, because things change. We actually started the business on Facebook exclusively.
Yep.
And now we're carrying over to Instagram. But I would say, if you're not doing Insta stories right now, you need to start. Like tonight, like, go learn how to post a few clips of Insta stories. And just hold it. And I think, because what what Insta stories actually do, if you're willing, is they show really who you are, because you just need to document your business, your life, what you're going through. If you're looking at selling a challenge pack, you have to show that you're actually doing the program.
Right.
So be that product of the product. Show yourself on the step. You know, you're going to have trouble selling a challenge pack for Transform 20 if you haven't bought a pack yet. Like that's your first step, right? And then you got to show yourself using it. Yes. Oh, Canada.
I mean, how could I not?
Oh my gosh.
How could I not?
I love it.
Okay, carry on. Carry
I
on.
want to take a picture, but I'm afraid I'll turn it off.
Oh,
so
I
don't
know.
do that.
I know. I love it. That is very Canadian.
You gotta be product of the. I heard you. You gotta be a product of the product. Keep going.
You have to be a product of the product. But I was just saying, like, right now, Insta stories is where I'm getting more traction. People are connecting with me about coaching, about being a client, because I can. It's almost like Insta stories gives you license to be whatever you want to be, whatever you are. Like, I'm a dork, so I'm a dork on. But I also use it as a real strong business tool to share what the business is, to share what Transform 20 is, or Lift 4, or whatever program. And I really use that, and I show that I'm doing it, and I make sure to let them know that I'm on this journey with them. This isn't us just like training, teaching you. We're doing this journey together. So come with me, and I'm going to help you, and we're going to do it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I love it.
Right. Okay. All right. And Kim, final thoughts as well.
Oh,
you're
Are you ready?
She's collecting
okay,
herself.
but you got to keep it short, because
I got it, Joel. Here's my best advice for you, is that you have to believe in yourself before you can do any of this thing. And many of you as new coaches, you're thinking, what client can I recruit? What coach maybe would want to recruit that I could recruit and share this opportunity with? But my best advice for you, and we got this from Miguel, is have you recruited you first? Why are you doing this business? Why do you love this business? What are you doing this business for? Have you shared it with your partner, your spouse, your children? Have you talked about your why? Have you casted your vision for what 2019 could be for you? Have you recruited you first? And when you do that, the floodgates are going to open. Your conversations will come from your heart, your soul, and all of those things, and root yourself in your why and your greater purpose. And I'm telling you, it will change your life if you can actually do that. So that's my best advice for you.
Oh, you got the dog. I feel like I have to go get a cat now. I mean, we're just gonna keep bringing things into this video: a jersey, a dog, a cat. It's perfect. So, you guys, it's amazing. I love the both of you so much. You know that, and can't wait. I get to come up there in April.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring this. So, by the way, just
we're doing it together, right?
What?
It's April. He's gonna be there for the conference.
For Toronto.
We're doing it too. Yay.
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh,
They haven't announced it.
Oh, just kidding.
We don't know.
Oh, don't know anything. Okay, cool. So, but I will be up there. So I will be at the Eastern Regional Conference, I think it's called. So I'll be up there in April.
Well, we'll be there.
And I'll post. I think I'll put the registration in my Instagram, all that stuff. So I can't wait to see you guys. I'll bring this.
Yeah.
I think it's just a Canadian league, right? This isn't an actual team.
No. It's Team Canada. That's what they wear in the
okay. Well, so this is the Team Canada. So I don't have a lot of. This is my only Canada jersey, but I love it, and I've had it for a long time, and so I'll make sure I'll bring it up there. So you guys,
and we'll see you in LA next month.
I'll see you in LA. Yeah, I'll see you here next month. Hopefully, it's a little bit nicer weather. So thank you guys so much. As always, I'll be posting this later on my YouTube, but I will see you in just a couple months.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thanks,
all right. Thanks everybody.
Thanks
guys.
Thanks.
Bye. Well, there you have it. That's great. I love it. And I had to. How could I not put my Canada jersey on? If I'm talking to some amazing Canadians, Team Canada. Oh, there we go. So people are telling me it's Team Canada. So yeah, it's not a specific team, and I don't think I'm going to have a specific hockey team from Canada because look, I am LA. I'm an LA Kings fan, but I don't have an LA Kings jersey. I have this one. So there you go. So that was great. Hopefully, you guys, you go back. You're going to watch this. It's going to be up obviously for 24 hours on my Instagram, and then as always, it's going to be up on my YouTube channel, Joel Freeman. You can just search on YouTube. But thanks so much, everybody, for jumping on. And next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel, we'll have another guest on to really help you dive into. And this person is going to really be able to shed some insight, even more into the back end of the business and selling challenge packs. So you do not want to miss that. All right. Talk to you guys next week. Later.